welcome to Screentime Love with Anissa. It's just me, you guys. There's nobody else here. I'm used to talking to myself, so it's like whatever. But I actually moved my interviewing room into my boom boom room, so now it's the interview room slash boom boom. I said on my Instagram page that this room used to be my bedroom. So I moved in here initially with somebody and we kind of had like a blended family, and then we broke up, yeah, which was kind of a blessing in disguise for many reasons. We'll get into that. But now I have this whole space here, and it used to be my bedroom, but it was too big, so I moved it inside, and then I realized like all this space can be used for content. As soon as I picked up podcasting, immediately I started to think of ways to utilize the space, and here we are. Screentime Love, boom boom room slash interview room slash laundry room slash boys keep their bikes in here, and Charlotte likes to, sometimes she has an accident in here. So this is many rooms. It's many rooms, but for the most part, it is now Screentime Love. Anyways, let's get right into it. I want to talk about red flags in dating, and I think I found a couple this weekend that were very prominent to me and kind of reminded me of like what I don't want in a relationship. Um, there was a situation where I was texting with somebody back and forth, and or posted something about being on a bender and like going out, and I'm probably gonna end up in a bender. Like that to me is a red flag, because I'm already at another level in my life where like going on benders is a little bit like, I'm not saying I'm too old or I've matured past that, but like I have so many things to do that going on a bender would just set me back, like way back, and I wouldn't even know how to come back from it. Like I had the flu one time for like 3 days, and I kind of got behind in a lot of things, and man, it was rough. Like I had to like really catch up. So I would hate to waste my energy and my time on going on a bender when I got like other things that I have, like other goals that I'm aiming towards. So I don't think that going on a bender would necessarily be something that I wanted to do. And if like somebody that I'm dating is still doing that, I feel like that's like a setback for me. Like I'm regressing back to like a certain type of person, and I'm not saying it's bad or good, it's just not for me. I think that's a red flag for me. Like the word bender, unless you're like gonna bend her over, like that word is not fun for me. It just sounds like a headache, literally a headache. There was another red flag that I caught on to, and I'm not even dating. I'm like literally talking to people, like whether it be text messaging or like on Instagram, whatever. Like I'm not even like full on dating anybody, but I don't even know if I'm ready for that yet. I see a red flag where we're messaging back and forth, and then he had said something about like having a baby mother, and she's a little bit like drama, and he still has to take her places, and he still has to make sure she's good. And like to me that's a red flag, only because I have previous experiences with baby mothers, and don't get me wrong, because there are some cool ass baby mothers, I'm one of them, but there's this lady so after me and my ex broke up, the one that I have kids with, like 10 years ago, I dated like two guys, I think, and one guy both of them had baby mothers, and they both cheated on the guy that like I was seeing previously, and they, but they still involved themselves in their ex's lives. So like I was always like prime. I was always like the focus. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's this and that, so this and this and this, like, and it always became a problem. I think the first time she would call him and just talk shit about me, and like, and tell him how good enough or I wasn't good enough. I mean, like, it was just weird, right? Like, because they would still talk, and they were married for a long time, so I can only assume that they still had a lot of conversations. And one time, like, she was on the phone, or she had messaged him, she text messaged him, she's like, are you gonna tell her you're never gonna marry her? Like, bitch, like, why are you even still talking to him? Like, you cheated on him with the guy that you're living with now. Like, just let the man be happy, you know. Anyways, funny stories, he sued her. He ended up trying to get child support, and he ended up getting like $34 a month. $34 a month, and he was like so sure, like, he was gonna be so spiteful. And that just goes to show, like, if a man is willing to pay more for a lawyer than actual child support, then that's not a man. That's a bitch. So, and then there was another instance where she was actually a lesbian, and she cheated on him with a girl, and she ended up moving in with that girl. But then at that point, she didn't have a job, so she quit her small job so she can have no money, and that way she can get him for half of his paycheck. And she did. She ended up winning in the end. But it's a trip to me. Like, it feels like when they are involved with somebody else, it's like all of a sudden, you know, it's war. Like, but before that, they were friends. They were cool. Like, oh, we're like besties, whatever. It just flip flops, you know, into like something else, into like enemies. Anyways, those are my red flags, and I feel like I have a lot more, but I honestly want to get into this whole Doechii situation. So Doechii is she's this new Grammy Award winning newfound star. You know, she went on TikTok, she made this song, and she came up, and she ended up getting signed, and then her songs were hits. I mean, it was Block Boy, I think, was the first hit that got her up and running. And then she just started making other stuff with other people, and she ended up making another album recently, and it like hit number 14 in the Billboard charts. Like, she was up and like she was it, you know. And then she won Best Rap Album in the Grammys. Like, she's definitely making moves. So anyway, she goes on a show recently with her DJ. It's like that wing show where you like have to eat wings or tell the truth or something, and the wings are hot as fuck. So one of the questions were like friendship tests, and it was, what do you think my red flags are? And Doechii ended up saying straight men. And all of a sudden it became a thing. Like, people are like over here commenting, reposting, talking shit, whatever. So let's just jump to that clip real quick. I'll let you guys watch that, and then we'll discuss.
Friendship test. I'm gonna write down my answer, and you have to guess my response.
Okay.
Guess wrong and eat a death wing.
Okay.
What's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track. I have my answer.
Is it close enough?
You want to guess one more time? What would be a red flag for me?
Bad music taste?
Ooh, that is a good one.
Because that's one for me,
That is a good one.
Like,
but that's
what
not
do you
what
mean
I put.
you don't listen to Michael Jackson? But okay.
Okay. This is a huge red flag for me.
All right. You know what's so crazy? I was gonna say men.
I mean, strike one. You're a man.
Yeah.
And you're heterosexual.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so technically, because my mind was already there, I don't think I deserve to eat a wing.
I think you do, friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, always go with your gut instinct.
I think you need more sauce.
Well, hold on. Let's calm down. I think I ate a piece of Peter Papa pick Hold on.
Yeah.
You know, like when it lodged right
Yeah.
there? It's literally right there in the esophagus.
All right, so clearly she is either gay or bi. I don't know her personally, but from what I'm gathering from that is that she doesn't like straight men or men in general. And I think her DJ knows that, and I think she knows that, and I think even her DJ was like, girl, like, are we gonna say this here? Are we gonna say this here? What are we doing? But I think that was like her way of kind of coming out and letting people know, like, hey, look, I'm either bi or gay, I don't know. But then now people want to come at her and be like, well, your song was about a guy, and I mean, the song that made you famous was about a guy, and I mean, so what? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like her music is her creation, it's her art, right? So it's not like she's being fraudulent. It's just that she's just singing about, fiction. This dog. uh, and it's okay, to like be sing about something that's not real. I'm sure people do it all the time. But even if so, she might be bi. We don't know Doechii like that. We're not her homegirls. We're not her homies. We don't like call her or text her. Unless you do, that's cool. But ask her then. But I don't think anyway, I don't think it's an issue. I don't think that her red flag should be commented, posted, like, why did it become a big deal? I don't even know, but everyone wants just to jump in and be like a critic because she's like up and coming and she won a Grammy and like whatever. But I still fuck with her, and I don't think that her having a preference should be a big deal, or our business at that. So that was my piece on the whole Doechii situation. I think that she might be gay, and that's okay. Oh God, now that we talk about being gay, right? I think we're regressing as a country, and the whole, honestly, like, politics for me. At first, I was like, oh, I'm pro this, I'm anti this, but realistically, both sides are evil. Both sides have an agenda. So I'm not really, they can even be working together for all we know. Everything's a publicity stunt. I mean, Elon and Trump are putting on a show for the world, and they're making up rules as they go, like collect 200 when you pass go kind of shit. Like, we're going to put Doge and crypto on our federal, like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, let's be honest. But I know that that's right. I know that Trump he's taking away the whole transgender rights, the DEI, equality, and it's setting us back a little bit, like, and I know that people don't believe in the whole transgender thing, or, I just spoke with someone this weekend who was like, I mean, we had a disagreement. I think that people are born gay, and that's kind of, it's an opinion. I mean, I guess because no one really knows, but I know in my heart, I know that, like, if someone's gay, like, it's not because they were a product of a bad environment. The person I spoke with had said something like, keep your kids with their dad, because look at what's happening. They're going to end up being gay, and that's not. And I wanted to laugh, but I also know people have their opinion. People have people have things that they say about certain things. It's either the world is around, or the earth is round, or it's flat, or whatever. We can agree to disagree, and I'm okay with that. I've learned that as a podcaster, that not everyone is going to agree with you, and you kind of just keep going. And I'm sure the suicide rates are going to go up again, because they are taking away equality. Like, you can't get a job. They're not going to be an equal opportunity employer now. They're going to say, well, I don't like that he wears earrings and wears lipstick, so I'm not going to hire him. Man, like, I don't know. I don't know why it's always like an issue when it's like a new political party is involved. All of a sudden, it's like racism, bigotry, like homophobia. Like, people are just not, like, this is just what people are. They're gay, they're gay. They're black, they're black. They're Filipino, they're Filipino. If they're Mexican, they're Mexican. If they're illegal, okay, I get it. But man, like, you don't gotta go to like. I saw a video where a barber got hemmed up like and taken away while he was cutting hair in the middle of a fucking transaction. Like let the man cut his hair first, you know. It's just becoming a little bit out of hand, and you know, now we're arguing with Russia and China, and you know, raising tariffs, and that's gonna affect a lot of people's money. You know, people are business owners and they deal with people from China. I do, you know, a lot of my scrubs they cut from China, and that's gonna fuck with me financially. So I mean, I do think it affects everybody in a way at some point or another. And anyways, I was talking about the transgender thing and how now they've taken transgenders out of the military, and wow, like that was a huge step for them, you know. And what, 10 years ago, where gays were allowed to be in the military, and then like they took all of the identifiers away, right? Like when you used to apply for a job, there was like two-spirited, non-binary, transgender, like there were like 40 options, which is kind of, it's a little bit excessive, I get it. But to like not let somebody identify as a man when they are a man inside, right? And I think that just sets us back, because we're supposed to be like this free thinking world, right? And it's not like they're harming anybody, you know, by wanting to be a transgendered person. They are just, it's who they are, and it's not hurting the person next to you. It's not hurting my kids, you know. I just so I was talking to somebody, right, and they said that they were at a car dealership, and the person in front of them was being helped by this guy who had lipstick on. Clearly tell it's a man, right? And the couple was like, no, can we have somebody else, you know, to help us? And I mean, is it inappropriate? Go to your job and you identify as a woman and you feel comfortable in lipstick and nails, and but you're in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, you're a woman. So for you, it feels okay. So was the person wrong for going to work dressed as a woman, or was the customer wrong? And I know there's going to be so many people saying that the customer was justified. It's justifiable for the customer to want somebody else to help them, you know, because they don't feel comfortable with that. But when are we going to come to a point in our lives, and when we're going to feel comfortable with someone just being comfortable being themselves, you know? But I don't know. I guess that was a red flag for me too, was that when somebody is, and we can have different beliefs, right? You can believe that somebody is born gay, and you can believe that they're a product of their environment, but that's not for me. Like, I'm not going to be in a relationship with somebody who is so close-minded about, you know, people's belief system. Because we're in 2025. Things have evolved, you know. We're no longer just man and woman, you know. There's so many other things out there. Fuck, there's aliens out there right now that we know about, but we don't see them. Like, God only knows there are transgendered aliens out there, you know. What are you gonna say? Sorry, bro, I don't think you should be wearing that. Get the fuck out of here. So anyhow, well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. I don't have a performance for you, which is weird, because usually after my interview, when I wrap it up, I send my artist to my guests to the Boom Boom Room, and they do a little something for you. But anyways, I am gonna head to bed. But yeah, you know, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is my my pilot episode, basically, of my solo podcast. And thank you for joining me and being here. And it's weird because, like, I have people who actually, I didn't think that people were actually listening, but you know, when you have people who are like, oh, I really dig your show, like, keep on going, and it makes me feel really good. So if you have any comments and you want to hit me up and compliment me, let me know, because I am down for the compliments. They make me feel good, keeps me motivated, and especially in this industry, like, you gotta keep fueling that confidence. Otherwise, you're kind of gonna just shrivel up and, like, go away and not come back, because it's rough out there. You know, it's an oversaturated industry. Podcasting is definitely something that's been there for years. I didn't even know what it was until I started doing it. But yeah, shout out to everyone who's listening. Shout out to the supporters. Shout out to the fucking artists that actually allow me to interview them. You know, it's definitely, like, it's motivating to know that people trust me enough to sit down with me and talk to me about things, anything, music, their lives, their relationships, their kids, like, whatever. I am more than honored to be able to interview some of the people I have. All right, with that said, I'm out. Screentime Love, my new sign. I'll see you guys later. Bye.